Once upon a time, in a world where the earth was still young, there lived a man whose life would stretch longer than any other in history. His name was Methuselah, and his story is a quiet testament to God's patience and the power of lineage. Methuselah was born into a godly family. His father, Enoch, was a man who walked with God. Enoch's life was so pure that, rather than experiencing death, he was taken up by God. Methuselah grew up in the shadow of such a remarkable man. He must have heard stories of his father's close relationship with the Creator, stories of how God was pleased with Enoch's life. It was no surprise that Methuselah also walked closely with God, living with the same quiet reverence and respect for his Creator. Methuselah's name, some believe, meant, when he dies, it will come. A mysterious prophecy, indeed, one that would not be fully understood until the end of his days. For 969 years, Methuselah lived in a world where people's lifespans were incredibly long. His years stretched beyond even the wildest imaginations. Yet, unlike his famous grandson Noah, who would one day build an ark to survive a flood that would cleanse the world of wickedness, Methuselah's life was not marked by great, public deeds. There were no grand stories or miracles recorded in the Bible. Instead, his life was marked by a quiet patience and faithfulness to God. As the centuries passed, the world around Methuselah grew darker. People began to turn away from God, their hearts hardened with sin. But Methuselah continued to live, year after year, a silent witness to the mercy of God. The flood was coming, a judgment that would wash away the wickedness of mankind. But for all those years, God held back his hand of judgment. Methuselah's long life, it seemed, was a symbol of God's patience. In his final year, Methuselah died. And just as his name had foretold, the flood came. The judgment that had been delayed for so long now arrived. Methuselah's death marked the end of an era and the beginning of God's judgment on a sinful world. Though Methuselah's story is brief in the scriptures, his life teaches us an important lesson. God is patient, and every life has meaning, even when it seems quiet or unnoticed. Methuselah lived a life that, for the most part, was not filled with grand accomplishments. Yet his existence was part of God's grand plan. He was part of a divine lineage, the grandfather of Noah, who would play a pivotal role in God's salvation plan.